Hi, friends. It's me, Dan. We are about to...
You're about to speak French.
Oui, it's me. Je m'appelle Daniel.
Oh.
J'ai étudié français en lycée.
Oh, I totally derailed what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, we're supposed to say it's a thing.
You're about to listen to us talk about Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Nice.
.com. But before that, I want to tell you about patreon.com/totesrecall.com, which is where our Patreon is. Now, usually we talk about how we have cool bonus content, and we do. It's about us talking at length about cows and tentacles. Check it out.
It's from our Ferris Bueller's Day Off episode. It is the longest tangent of all time. And patrons get... Patrons?
Yep.
Patrons.
Yeah. Patrons get to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because Beth cut it out of the Ferris Bueller episode.
You get the exclusive privilege of listening to the stuff that Beth listened to and said, nope.
Honestly, it's entertaining. It just would have made the podcast like 2 hours long.
Yeah, fair.
And that's great. But the current bee in my bonnet that I want to talk to you, my friends, about is why you should support us, because we don't record in LA or New York.
It's true.
And hey, isn't it nice when podcasts are somewhere else in the world and you don't have to hear about people talking about driving routes down Sebulbada or wherever they're going?
La Cienega.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm going to the Grove.
Yeah.
Not
Better take
everyone
the
lives
10.
there.
We don't need to hear about your
Yeah.
mall.
Oh, I was on the A line, or whatever.
Yeah.
Some kind of New York train.
Ooh, look at me in the Bronx or wherever.
Yeah.
No, hey, we don't even talk about Minneapolis. I just went to the Seward Co-op before this.
Great.
Up on Franklin. Isn't
Nice.
that fascinating?
Hey, last night I had a drink at Can Wonderland, a weird psychedelic art installation / mini golf course / event space / bar in the basement of an old industrial building.
There you go.
This weekend, I had a delicious meal in Wyzetta.
So if you want to support art that happens somewhere else in the world / country, that's us. Mm-hmm. We're the #1 podcast not in LA or New York.
What is that URL again?
Totesrecall.com /patreon.com
No,
No,
for real.
Ready? Start again.
http://
No, come on, Dan.
www.patreon.com /totesrecall.com.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's close enough.
You're
.com.
You're terrible at this.
Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we don't remember very well. Eat 2 pizzas, 2 salads, 2 cakes, yum yum.
No.
Watch a movie.
God.
Ew.
Come back, talk about the movie we learned about while watching it, and record a second half of our podcast. My name is Dan.
What were you supposed to be at the beginning?
That is what?
Well, our movie is Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yes.
And if that felt like a very action deep voice thing, and I tried, but it was like definitely went wrestler.
Yeah.
Definitely went
Yeah,
for sure.
the Hulkster
What-
or Macho Man Randy Savage.
What's her name again?
My name is Dan.
This is Molly.
I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie, as I said, is Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Colon?
Gotta
Judgment
be.
Day. Oh. I thought you were saying Terminator 2. You said Judgment Day already.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, okay.
You thought we were going around robin on the title? Because you
we
don't
skipped
listen?
Molly.
I thought you
Okay, let's
said
go around the
Terminator
horn.
2, and then you said
Terminator
2.
Colon.
Judgment.
Day.
There
There
it
we
is.
go.
Okay.
Is that what you were going for?
Yeah, I didn't realize that you had said Terminator 2 Judgment Day. So to me, it just sounded like you said Terminator 2, and then Dan said colon.
Oh.
So then, but I made a new movie, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, colon, Judgment Day.
Yep.
Sounds like a great movie.
Sounds like a great title.
Yeah.
And then it
What are
made
we
me
going to
laugh
judge
too
on a
hard.
single day?
Maybe that'll be the new
2
one.
days.
Maybe that's what they'll call it.
Terminator 3. Oh yeah, this is hey, go see who owes us our thanks? There's a new Terminator coming out.
Yeah.
Universal?
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, Yeah, that seems right. I feel like Terminator stuff is around.
They're
Is it at the Universal theme park? 'Cause that's how I
that's
figure everything out.
I think so.
They're in
Seems
the Universal
right-ish.
Monster universe.
We'll find out in the second half.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, first bet, Universal Pictures.
Great.
Love it. This movie came out in okay. This was, I think, the first R-rated movie I ever went to.
Ooh.
And the caveat of that thought is that I also thought Tremors was the first R-rated movie I ever watched, and it is not rated R. So I could
Oh.
also be wrong about the rating on this movie, but I definitely saw it in theaters. And
The
it was
movie
like
is definitely rated R.
Yes.
it? Okay, awesome. Then it probably was the first R-rated movie I saw in the theaters. I went with my mom and my stepdad. Molly, my parents are divorced.
Oh.
And my brother. And I loved it. And it was a big
His brother's
deal.
parents are also divorced.
Oh.
Just to clarify.
Yeah, we have the same parents. I have a sister with slightly different parents.
Slightly.
Wow.
And yeah, but I was like obviously much younger than 17 because I went with my parents, but probably like 10. I'm going to say 92 on this.
Okay.
Is where I'm
Oh,
going
I
with
was
that.
feeling 92 as well.
I was also feeling 92.
It's allowed.
Whoa.
You can double up, triple
Yeah,
up.
that seems okay. Yeah, 92.
Round the
Have
horn.
we ever
Wow.
all
Wow.
been completely wrong on the same thing?
Unprecedented or completely right.
Yeah, why you got to be
Wow.
pessimistic about it?
I mean, because
you
I know
can-
our history.
Oh, sure. That's fair.
You're going to bet and then also bet that we're all wrong?
Yeah,
Great.
that's secondary bet.
Classic Chase bet.
Well, thank you for your solidarity.
Yeah.
So this is the second one. My biggest fear is I'm going to get confused between the first one and the second one
Here's what you need to know to make sure that you understand the
because the
difference.
little boy is in the second one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Here's how you
Well,
remember.
He's
teen.
like a
He's a teen.
He's a teen.
hot
he's
teen.
gonna need to cool it.
Oh, he's definitely going to need to cool
Really
it.
gonna
Oh,
need
he
to
is
cool it.
for sure going to need to
Yes.
cool it. This kid,
John Connor.
Do you think at one point Arnold Schwarzenegger tells him to cool it?
no.
Okay.
Like
I
he
think he
practicing
might-
for his
I
role
would-
as Mr. Freeze.
I would bet that if anyone's going to tell anyone to cool it, John Connor's going to tell the Terminator to cool it because he's like crushing a dude's skull for no
Oh,
reason.
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also being kind of a stick in the mud.
The Terminator?
Yeah. Like he tries to teach him to be cool.
Yeah.
Like he teaches him hasta luego. He teaches
Hasta la
on.
vista. Come on.
Jeez.
Come
We all know
on.
this, Dan.
Come on,
Wow.
Dan.
Wow.
You've seen that? You've seen how many DVD montages? You don't remember the catchphrase?
Sorry, I'm not fluent in Spanish.
Man. No, because he tells him not to kill.
Right.
And so the Terminator just brutally wounds a security guard. And
Sure.
it's like, see, I didn't kill him. Doing great.
Here's how you remember whether you're watching Terminator 1 or
Oh.
Terminator 2. The memory, the thing you just have to remember. Terminator 1, Terminator bad.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, Terminator good.
And
Yes.
also Terminator bad.
True.
Oh, because there's a worse Terminator.
Yeah,
Is that in
Terminator
the third one?
3000.
No, every
3000.
Terminator after Terminator 1 has extra worse Terminators.
Okay, and this is the guy that runs really fast and creepy and is liquid.
Correct.
Yes.
The new
he
bad
is
guy.
amazing.
The T-1000.
Terrifying.
He's like incredible in this movie.
Yeah.
That actor is
Oh,
great.
yeah.
T1000?
Yeah. But I'm trying to think of the actor's name now.
I can picture him so
Me too.
clearly.
How
He's
can
like
you
an-
not? He's so
Evil
intense.
Carrie Elways.
Okay.
He plays a lot of bad guys,
He does.
but
His-
he does it really well.
Run is creepy.
Oh my God.
It's like in the
Great.
way that Tom Cruise's
It
run
is
is so
very
Tom Cruise.
Cruise.
It's very Tom
like,
Cruise-esque.
Angular arms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Blade hands.
Ooh, it
Yeah.
reminds me of Crispin Glover. You know how Crispin Glover manipulates his body in a way that can be either creepy or super cool?
Sure.
I feel like that's so accurate.
Yeah. Okay, Jaquette's bet on the running. Yes, for sure cool.
Yeah.
I think it differs from a cool Tom Cruise run. Tom Cruise's runs are impressive because he looks like he's working very hard,
Yes.
but like, and also going very fast.
Yes.
Whereas the T1000
Yeah, he's not working hard at
doesn't
all.
look like he's working hard,
No.
right? It's
He's a
all
robot.
because he's got robot efficiency.
Yep.
And he's liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he is scary. I remember that.
And he makes those hook hands when he catches on the back of the
Car.
car.
He makes a lot of Dan's bet. He makes, I'm going to say, minimum 12 pointy hands throughout the film.
Yeah.
Okay, is that 12 instances of 2 pointy hands or 12 total pointy hands?
feel like
Given
it's
he has
12
two-
I'm
Total.
saying 12 total pointy hands because sometimes he just needs one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't confine him. I do remember that there's that scene where the guy goes to, like a normal dude, goes to a vending machine, maybe at a hospital, and he gets absorbed. His likeness gets absorbed by
Yeah.
the bad guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he touches him and then he like looks like him.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I saw some YouTube video or something that pointed out like how fake it actually looks when you see it up close. So I will be looking during that scene to see if I see it.
Yeah, there's a good chance the effects do not hold up because Liquid is very
It's
hard.
hard, yeah.
But when this came out, I think it was like on
Huge.
the
It's,
forefront
like,
of
crazy impressive.
mind-blowing,
Yeah.
yeah.
CG Liquid technology.
Yeah.
And we've come a long way, baby.
Yes.
That should have gone at the end at Asta. Nope.
Hasta la vista.
Hosta? Is it Asta?
Yes.
Hosta.
No.
Asta. Hosta is a plant.
You never say.
Hosta.
No. Asta.
Asta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Hasta la vista. Baby.
Okay.
Is there a baby?
Yeah, there's a baby. There's definitely a baby.
DVDs, Dan.
I am sorry.
Maybe
He also
you were
says,
too young to watch it.
I'll be back.
He does.
Does he say that in this one?
I'll be back.
Both. It's a callback to the
okay.
first one.
Okay.
Yeah. First one he says,
I'll
I'll
be
be back,
called
and he
back.
drives a car into the police station. And he was back. Oh. No. I have a bad joke about it. It's not worth telling.
Great.
Okay.
Dan's.
So- Go ahead.
Dan's bad. John Connor is either a skateboarder or
Oh, yeah.
an extreme bicycle boy.
He's got a real Gleaming the Cube vibe.
Do they go? I feel like, okay, this could be Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but this also is
We
this movie.
just watched
I
Ferris
know.
Bueller.
No, I know it happens in Ferris
Oh,
Bueller.
okay.
Okay.
But I think it also happens in this one where they go to an arcade. I feel like they're in an arcade at
Sure.
one
I
I
point.
feel like there's a lot of arcades making appearance in a lot of these movies. That seems right.
Yeah,
I'll support
right?
you. I'll double
It's
Molly.
the early 90s with teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
God, I would go to the arcade all the time.
right?
Sarah Connor freaks out, right? Because she thinks he's a bad guy.
Yeah, because he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He caused her extreme trauma.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
tried to kill her.
Yes.
She has like a terrifying nightmare where it's the end of the world.
Oh, I can
Yep.
picture that so clearly
Oh, yeah.
with the
And she
chain
does
link
it-
fence on
Yeah.
the playground.
Yep.
Yeah. SPF 1 million.
Am I
Dan's
right?
bet she's got an amazing monologue where she's freaking out at a cop or something about how the future is going to be
Yeah.
just nuclear wasteland everywhere and everybody's going to need SPF 1 million.
Nice.
And there's probably some F-bombs in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I remember as seeing. I also saw this as a youth who is not of the correct age to
Yeah.
go watch this movie
Me too.
myself.
Why did we all do that?
Because it was just it was a cultural touchdown, and it was cool.
I think I saw it when I was 8 years old.
I don't remember
Because it was
how
my
old I
brother's
was.
favorite movie when he was 5.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
I was 92 was the year I graduated from high school. So I was legal probably to watch this movie.
But this is pre-college chase, so you weren't too cool for it yet. Or
Oh.
were you?
I was pretty cool, but that is funny. Just if you're listening at home and aren't sure, know that it was not cool. But yeah, no, I saw movies.
Okay.
I mean, I probably liked Heather's more,
Sure.
but
Okay,
I for
that's
sure
cool.
saw this.
That is cool. Cool choice.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I remember being like, I do remember specifically like feeling like, oh, should I not be watching this? Specifically because Sarah Connor is so full of swears.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, man, this is just one of the many touch points of nuclear warfare that got
Yeah.
instilled in me.
Sure.
I feel like I was the Forrest Gump of the right age to, as a child, be traumatized by nuclear winter and the idea of nuclear war.
Right. Well, and think about this movie, assuming it came out the year we think it comes out, right? So, like, the USSR is collapsing and, like, things are starting to, like, our general paranoia about, like, nuclear warfare is, like, starting to shift in terms of its narrative possibilities. And this movie just comes along. It's just like, hey, guess what? It doesn't matter what countries exist because we're destroying ourselves with technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skynet is going to get you.
Yeah.
That's right. Skynet becomes a huge reference from this movie on to like about just like shorthand for AI
Yep.
is going to take over and kill us
Yep.
all, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm sure we were talking about it beforehand, but I would be willing to wager this movie is when we like a huge spike in people talking about AI killing us all.
I would think so.
Yeah.
And not even AI,
Or
just
robots, yeah.
just robots, just
automated
technology.
anything, yeah.
Yeah. Which makes sense because we build technology for these really specific purposes. And if that, it's just easy for things to go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a thing that does what you tell it versus what you meant to tell it, I mean,
Yeah.
that's one way to like burn your food in the microwave,
What?
which is maybe not as big a deal.
Oh,
Is
I
that
see.
a-
But the consequences can be more grave.
Is that a charming southernism?
No.
No,
Your food in the microwave?
she's using it.
I've recently gotten a microwave though, and so it's on my mind.
the charming Mollyism.
Braggy.
Speaking of charming,
Yeah.
I just thought of a hilarious part of this movie, which
Okay.
is the end.
A thumbs up.
The thumbs
Oh.
up. The Terminator
So corny. That's
needs
so
to be
great.
destroyed.
Yeah.
And so he goes into a lava pit that's like in a warehouse.
Molten
Yeah, they're in
metal.
they're in like a smelting plant or
Yes.
something.
And then he like stands on a chain
Yeah.
and descends into it and
Yeah.
then just sticks his thumb up
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then descends.
Does
It is the most iconic moment of the movie, I think.
DVDs.
Because John
Yeah.
Connor teaches him to do
That's
it.
what I was going to
Yeah.
ask.
So
That's
it's
part
like-
of his teaching.
It's an indication that he has actually absorbed John Connor's teachings to be
Cool.
more than robot.
That's right. He's become cool.
Yes.
Cool human
Cool.
dad.
Cool.
Cool
Human.
dad. Cool dad
dad.
surrogate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he's a real cool dad surrogate, right?
His
Dad's
last moments.
absolutely not the. Oh, Dad is the time traveler from the first movie, right?
Yes. Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
oh, right.
oh, yeah, I forgot about all that.
Who travels back to future?
No, I
Gets
think
killed.
he gets killed by the Terminator, doesn't he?
But isn't he in like the third one? There's a
Or
lot
do
of
they go
time
back
travel.
further?
There's a lot of time travel.
Yeah.
They go back even further.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think like John Connor goes back to like meet his dad
What?
in the future.
That
No,
might
they
be
go to the way
that might be like the
future.
fourth one.
I don't remember.
One
Yeah,
of
there's a
them's-
lot of them.
Is there a third one with Arnold?
Yeah.
And that one's bad, right?
Terminator is definitely okay. I just had a memory. It is definitely a Universal thing because there is a Terminator like ride at Universal.
There it is.
And I have a picture of me on a motorcycle
Yeah.
outside of it. I also have a picture of a Terminator golf ball that they had in the gift shop that I thought was hilarious.
Oh,
Wow.
that reminds me, Dan's bet. There is going to be a chase in this movie that's going to be fucking sweet.
yeah.
Oh yeah, with the nitrous, not nitrous oxide,
What?
liquid
Yeah,
nitrogen.
because they like
truck.
freeze him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's stay cool. He's got a one-liner when he freezes him,
We
and
can
it's
only
not
hope.
freeze.
I don't know.
He's like, I missed a freeze also.
In like 8 years
Years,
or
in
whatever.
8 years.
Just
I will be
practicing
Mr.
for
Freeze.
his ultimate role as Mr. Freeze.
So good. He's like, I want to be shiny in my next movie.
This is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Have we said that yet?
I think people know that, right?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, those teens out there never seen a
Oh.
Terminator
They're
movie.
like, oh, the governor of California?
Oh, you're
Or-
talking about Christian Bale, the
Maria
John Connor of my
Shriver's?
generation.
Right. Even that one had Arnold in it.
Oh yeah, it did a
For like a
weird
second,
CGI
yeah.
young and Arnold.
Yeah.
That one was good though. I like that
Creepy. I never
okay.
saw that.
one.
Well, Willis passed the Bechdel Wallace. I'm going to say no.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, I don't think
let's
so.
see. Head of AI Skynet guy has a wife.
Okay. So maybe,
Sarah Connor is there when they break into his house and almost kill him.
right? Ooh.
No, I'm gonna say no.
I will say Sarah Connor is cool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She
Oh,
is
for sure.
awesome.
She's a super badass.
So hopefully, I hope she talks to another woman
Yeah.
Here
who's
is
like,
my
"We're both cool," and then they high five
Yeah.
and then jump on skateboards.
nice.
Yeah.
Here's my highly improbable but spicy attempt to say that yes, Bechdel Wallace.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that John Connor's totally like naive adoptive foster parents mom talks to like a neighbor or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't foster parents.
They get murdered.
Yeah. they
Oh,
did.
it's brutal in the
Time.
kitchen,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I don't remember that.
But yeah, I'm gonna say that she talks to like a neighbor or something, and that'll
Okay,
pass
well,
it.
maybe the neighbor
Keep it
says the
spicy.
name. Okay, keep it spicy.
Ooh, is John Connor JC like Jesus Christ? Is that purposeful?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Tweet at us, the writer of Terminator 1.
Probably.
Probably. Right?
I mean, at this point, they're probably just like, yeah, that's what we're going for.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure, whatever.
yeah.
That makes you happy. Come to our panel at Comic-Con.
So, okay.
Who directed Terminator?
I don't know. Is this a James Cameron?
Yes.
Picture-
Didn't he
Okay,
do both
yeah,
the first two?
That makes sense.
Did he? I
Oh,
thought
because that's
this
where he
was-
met Linda Hamilton. They were married.
Oh, were they?
Right?
Oh,
I thought
Is
this
that
was
true?
I don't know.
He was married
That sounds
to the
director of
Bigelow, Catherine Bigelow.
Yeah.
Who directed The Hurt Locker and beat him for the Oscar that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she
Over
directed
Avatar.
Point Break. Let's be.
Come on.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
also
great.
Point Break. She's awesome. But no, I really thought Molly's bet that's not really relevant to the movie is that Linda Hamilton and James Cameron were married for some portion of time.
Great.
Okay.
I thought this was
I noticed Dan
an
didn't write it
aliens.
down. That's fine. Go ahead.
Wow.
Married JC, James Cameron. Jesus Christ.
He's John Connor. He came back from the future to make this movie to warn us about the possible future that he's from.
Yeah.
And then just ended up selling a bunch of T-shirts.
Yeah, and then got really interested in the Titanic.
and like deep sea
Yeah.
stuff. I thought this was like a aliens situation where he came in for number 2 and made it flashier when number 1 was still good but less
Maybe.
flashy.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
I don't think I've seen all of one. I've seen like chunks of it on TV when I was a kid.
I remember watching one after I saw 2 and thinking it was not as fun.
It's not. I think it's more just like a
Just more dark.
terrifying,
Yeah.
like
I think it's still good though. Dan's bet still good.
T1's still good.
D1's still good.
Great. I thought he did both, but maybe it was a alien situation.
Well, there's only one way to find out. We'll Wikipedia it during the movie.
Yeah, because he's definitely like, I mean, because of the new one that's coming out, like he is in some way sort of like the keeper of the keys for this franchise. Because like even though like he always makes like he always I think it's always a producer on these movies because I think he has to be or something.
Sure.
Maybe
Is he like part of the story writing?
I don't know. Although maybe not. Maybe that's why this one's a big deal is because he is producing this new one. So it's like, oh, Jimmy C back in the Terminator thing.
Suit.
Yeah. I don't know.
So now we're making bets about things that are happening in our own time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Real time travel situation.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm going to bet that he did the first 2. He did both.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm going to bet he only did this one.
Great. Write it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Put your pen where your
Mouth is.
yeah.
Put your mouth. Wait.
No. Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah. Put your pen.
Where your paper is.
Yeah. And write down the thing you said.
Yeah. My mouth's got to be involved somewhere. Because I said it.
Out loud or on paper?
Both at this point.
Wow.
John Connor has hair curtains. I'm going to bet that.
Oh, great
for
bet.
sure.
And I believe it.
I thought that was like an implied bet.
I don't know. What if some teens have
When we
never
were like,
seen this movie?
this is a teen that needs to cool it, I was like, oh, he's got hair curtains.
And he's definitely a skateboarder.
I thought he was very cute when I saw it.
Yeah.
He's got a real JTT vibe, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I'd buy that.
As all hot teen boys from the early 90s do.
Yeah. They all
Probably,
had
yeah.
that like hair swoop
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
front.
and that like flip,
Yeah.
that side flip.
Yes.
I used to go for that side flip
Yeah.
big time.
Yep.
Teen Beat. Tiger Beat? Teen Tiger.
Tiger Beat is the name of a magazine.
What's Teen Beat?
Oh, maybe that's also one.
Is Tiger Beat for like younger kids? Like I was a Tiger Scout, which is before Cub Scouts.
Right.
Was like
Oh,
Tiger Beat before Teen
No,
Beat?
I think it's just a way to name the same magazine something different.
It's the same magazine? Just
I
put a
mean,
different name on it?
essentially, it's essentially the same. Some junior copywriter writes the answers to questions like, what's your favorite color?
Mm-hmm.
And they publish it.
Green.
Great.
I really think well, Molly's bet there is a Tiger Beat and a Teen Beat, but maybe I'm wrong. That'll be
Check
fun.
back in for Molly's Wikipedia corner the second half. 'Cause I think this movie's got some runtime to it. What should we rate this movie, Molly?
Ooh.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Oh, sorry.
So, how many hair curtain thumbs up?
Wow. Love it.
Yes.
Okay. Again, as I always do. Is this someone giving the thumbs up to hair curtains? Like they see someone, they see hair curtains, or they see a picture and they're just like, yeah, hair curtains. Or is this like,
Someone with hair curtains giving a thumbs
or
up.
even like the curtains themselves,
Selves.
like
Oh,
shaping
shit.
themselves into sort of a thumbs up
It's actually the first one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
like,
so it's someone giving the thumbs up to
to
hair curtains.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
support that
enthusiastic.
fashion choice.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what Arnold's doing at the end. He's
So
like,
yeah, we can do
It's like
how
nice
many
hair.
Keep
Nice
that
hair.
haircut.
like
Nice. Okay.
enthusiastic thumbs up to hair curtains.
Got it,
would you
got it,
give
got it, got
this?
it. Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm really nervous about this because this is supposed to be like one of the best action movies ever, as of 1990, whatever movie year it came out, and then up until The Matrix happened, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm worried that it's like not going to be that. It's just going to be dumb.
Oh.
Or, I don't know, or like boring. I don't know.
It would hurt.
But I also feel like this movie is too cool to not be at least kind of fun to watch. I'll say 4 thumbs up. 4 hair curtain thumbs up.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. I feel very similarly. Is that a word?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And
Sorry.
Enthusiastic thumbs up.
We get it. You have an English major.
so I feel like it's going to be entertaining. I also think there's going to be a lot of moments where we are like, what is happening? So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to say 4.
Great. I feel the same, but in a 5 way.
Great.
Oh.
I'm excited. I'm jacked. Love an Arnold movie from the 90s. Gimme cake yum yum.
No, God damn it.
Okay, and just so
Yeah.
you understand,
We never talked about cake yum. We just like let it pass at the beginning of the podcast.
I feel like I made a noise.
I made a noise. It is, I don't know what happened, but Dan showed up today incorporating yum yum
Yeah.
into his everyday language for no reason,
I
and
brought-
none of us like it.
I brought cakes.
Which we support. Don't
We
get me wrong.
support
We
cake.
support that
Pro
part.
cake.
We support the fact that you brought cake.
And would you describe cake as yum yum?
No.
I would.
No.
I
no
wouldn't
one would.
describe anything as
All right,
yum yum.
tweet at us.
Except for yum yum sauce, which I'm still uncomfortable with.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable. It's like moist. It's not okay.
It's like when I go to Starbucks and I order a chocolate chip frappuccino, I refuse to say double chocolatey chip frappuccino.
Is that what they're supposed to call it?
Yes, that is what's on the menu. Double chocolatey chip frappuccino.
Well, that's just
Also, I shouldn't be eating that. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
It's like a child's coffee.
Whatever. It's ice cream. Just have ice cream.
tweet at us hashtag yum yum.
No.
Cake yum yum. Yes. Hashtag cake yum yum. No.
Just skip all that and just hashtag no, Dan, no.
Just eat cake. Like, why make it a thing?
Hashtag let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake yum yum, or let them eat cake.
I hate it.
No mention of yum yum.
I hate it.
Well, when I think about watching this movie, my main concern is I have tried to cut out of my modern viewing anything that has women as the subject of stalking, abuse, kidnap, murder as a plot point.
Oh,
Yeah, which
that's
cuts
the,
out.
That's the first one, though. now
Well-
they're trying to kill a child.
well,
But she has a shitty boyfriend, right?
No,
Does she?
she's
No?
No.
she's
Oh no, she's
committed.
in prison.
Yeah.
No, or
Oh, yeah.
Like that's why he's with foster
jacked.
parents. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's getting
Oh,
shredded
yeah.
in a
That's
prison
right.
or
and
something.
she
Oh.
kicks. She like that security guard does not come out well at the end of that, right? Or I don't know if it's a security guard or
I have
somebody
no
who's talking
idea.
to her in a room. We'll see.
we'll see.
I think this will probably like walk the line for you.
Yeah, because I think now I understand trauma too. So that trauma of her seeing this thing that caused her so much pain and having to reconcile that with the now protector of her child. I think it'll
Yeah.
be really interesting to see with modern eyes, like how I
Yeah.
feel about that. Because otherwise I think I would just go along with a 4 and be like, sure, it'll be great. But I don't know. So I'm going to give it a cowardly 3 hair curtain thumbs up.
Nice. Yeah, I will co-sign on that. I am very curious how we will feel about Linda Hamilton's portrayal in this movie specifically. Because the first one, like she's just the target and victim of this terrifying thing.
Yeah.
And now she is the person who experienced that thing.
Yeah.
But she's supposed to also be like the most capable character in the movie who isn't a robot.
It's true. And she is. She's super capable. And I
Yeah.
remember now on talk shows, when she did the talk show circuit, on at least one, she ended up doing push-ups, which Demi Moore also ended up doing when she played G.I. Jane.
Sure.
Why this is in my brain, I don't know.
Why not?
But she was ripped,
Yeah,
man.
that's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
quick-
I love the idea of like a woman going onto a show and being like, "Yeah, I could do push-ups."
One harmed.
Quick bet about
Yeah, that's awesome.
related to Linda Hamilton being Jack in this movie. I think this movie, because it's a movie from 1992 with Arnold Schwarzenegger, with robots, I think, and it's rated R, I think there are moments in this movie that are going to be more violent than we remember. and we will actually be surprised by it.
Yeah, I am curious to see why this gets an R because I don't remember any nudity in this movie.
I think it's all gonna. I think it's all.
There's definitely nudity.
Is there?
I am having a hard time with words.
Need one of those.
Yeah, because when
double
they
chocolatey
land
fraps.
back in time, they're naked.
Yeah.
The robots are.
The clothes don't go back.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because they
there's
started
a lot
out in
of
that
butts.
pose.
Where there's at least butts.
Man butts.
Yeah, man
Just
butts.
man butts, which I don't even know if the
That's
Bureau
PG-13.
cares about.
Yeah, it might honestly be just Linda Hamilton's dialogue that gave it the R rating.
Oh, right.
Because she swears a lot,
Sure.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and if you knew that the end of the world was coming, I think it would give you a certain agency and license.
I think John Connor swears a lot too, actually. I think they're all just foul mouth
Foul-
Connors.
But I
Cool
don't
it,
think.
teens.
Do you think they're dropping f bombs?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they are. I don't think that we would have been allowed to watch that if they had that.
I remember
I
being.
think they are.
Yeah.
Ah.
Am I right?
I remember. That's why I remember feeling like I shouldn't be watching the movie.
Maybe
because
I watched,
Linda
like, a
Hamilton
TV
was just,
version
like,
of it.
dropping f bombs constantly.
Maybe your parents didn't know.
No, they knew.
Oh.
They knew.
Yeah, that's mom.
My mom was not okay with it.
Oh, okay.
But we watched it with my dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic dad move.
Yeah.
I also watched it with my dad.
I was
Yeah,
with my
I would be
stepdad,
really.
Molly.
Well, we'll see. We might have watched like a TV edit of it because then there would have been no swears.
Right.
That's true.
But I don't remember.
Can you call your mom during the break and just ask
Ask her what?
whether you saw the theatrical version or the TV version?
Yeah, I'll text my parents and ask them about it.
Great.
I'll get some insider scoop on like what their perspective was.
As a parent.
Yeah, and then I'll let you all know.
Oh, I can't wait. Sounds amazing. And with that, we're going to press pause, go watch Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and we'll be right back. And we're back. We just watched 2 hours and 17 minutes of guitar riffs and drums and explosions and fire and some family dynamics.
Yeah.
Hey.
Some mother and son time.
Yes.
Yeah, and surrogate dad. Lots of exploration of
yeah.
that.
Yes.
And some punk kid who's only 10. I would like to mention just at the top,
Yep, not a teen.
not a teen,
Not a
Yeah.
teen.
but he
Preteen.
did need to cool it.
He's a tween.
He did need to cool it, but like also I understand why he had difficulty cooling it.
Yeah.
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 Before
sure.
we get too deep,
Yes.
should we do the Yum Yum Cake presents
Oh,
60
God
second
bless
summary?
America.
Yes. Yes, we should.
By
God
the
damn
way,
it.
that cake was yum yum.
It was good.
No, it was delicious.
I would say it was good.
Wow.
I'm not going to say yum yum.
Maybe just Yum Cake?
no.
I had 2 pieces, yum for each
No,
piece.
stop.
What are you
Stop
doing?
it,
Agreed.
Beth.
I ate the cake and now I'm part of
Traitor.
the.
Traitor.
Team
All right.
Yum Yum.
Who wants to do it?
wants to do 6X Sum? I
I'll
did
do
last
it.
time.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yes.
I better start with a lot of detail at the top and then panic.
About 30 seconds in.
That's Dan's hot tip. Ready? And go.
We open on nuclear war. We see that Linda Hamilton's character, Sarah Connor, is institutionalized. And we see a boy who's living with foster parents. And we know there are 2 Terminators coming, but we, with 1991 eyes,
Yeah.
don't know which one is which and who's protecting whom. And there's some really good theatrical exploration of that. There's an arcade scene, and then there's some other scenes, and there's a lot of running from
30
the
seconds.
bad guy Terminator. And basically, it's one long chase scene that ends up at a molten lava, no, a molten metal factory, and the Terminators both die. Arnold Schwarzenegger's character really develops as a human and a surrogate father before he's plummeted to his death. And the last thing you see is his thumbs up. And then you
Done.
just
Oh,
great,
God.
great, great.
Genuinely startled.
Sorry, I didn't give you a 10.
That's
Wow.
okay.
10. I was too fixated on your incredible summary.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
thank
really
you.
good.
Actually, very well
I was
paced.
like so into it that I forgot that we were timing it.
That's why I startled you.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
jumped.
Sorry.
I
Startled
jumped
me.
almost as much as I jumped like every time that bad Terminator popped out of things.
Yeah.
what? I already forgot his name.
Robert
Patrick.
Patrick.
Oh,
He's
So
great.
good.
nailed it.
He's really good.
God damn.
Can I say that both of the Terminators are good at being Terminators?
Yeah.
Like maybe one of them, that is the best and only role that they've ever been in.
Wow.
Okay, he was in Twins.
He was in Total Recall.
Twins. I was thinking this might be Arnold's best movie.
T2
Yeah.
specifically?
For
I think-
sure
I
it
think it might
is.
be his best movie
Yeah.
he's ever been in of all time.
Yep.
But I mean, I can't remember
True
most
Lies
things.
was
True
a
Lies
delight.
is real delightful.
And
It's
he had more
good.
range in that.
Sure.
I've never seen True
Kindergarten
Lies, so I
Cop,
guess I can't judge
I've never
that.
seen, but the clips were funny.
For what?
Kindergarten Cop.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's
It's
like,
not a Tuma.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not like an amazing actor.
No.
No.
But he's so good at playing a robot.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and like wearing leather and sunglasses.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
so cool.
So
really
cool.
cool. Yeah, he again arrives naked,
Mm-hmm.
as all Terminators do.
As all of us do.
Yeah, because I
all
think
of us do.
I've only seen.
thank you,
Ooh,
Molly.
very good. Although I realized halfway through agreeing with her that she was talking about birth and not.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Reese also shows up naked
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
first one.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
clothing can't come back. It's just organic matter, which is why they wrapped
What
up.
about like a cotton shirt?
I don't know.
Confusing.
Yeah. What about like a lambskin coat?
I don't know.
Wait, what? Where did we go? I'm confused.
Don't worry about it.
They show up naked,
Yes.
and he again. I was really remembering watching his scanning vision for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and how awesome I thought that was. That his like vision would pick up and like highlight objects and scan them and tell him information about it. Just basically like Google. He has Google glasses.
Yeah. What do you suppose?
Which is mimicking what our brains naturally do.
Oh, just like
Oh, sure.
gather data.
Gather data. Yeah.
What do you suppose the constant like block of numbers was supposed to be?
Yeah.
I bet the more efficient way to
Code?
communicate, right?
Oh.
Because, they had those two AI machines that they gave like a really simple language to. Mm-hmm. And then the two machines started talking to each other and very quickly had established their own new language
Oh,
that the
no.
humans couldn't understand.
Oh no.
And
Molly.
after like between 12 and 24 hours, it freaked out the humans enough that they unplugged it because they didn't know what the computers were talking about or what they were doing.
But that's how Judgment Day happens.
Yeah.
They try to unplug
fight back.
Skynet.
And then one is like, ha! Grabs their arm.
With language. Well, that's
So that's
terrifying.
not the AI Twitter bot that became,
Became racist in, like, a day.
15 minutes
Yeah.
or whatever.
oh, because it was
that
like
fast.
using Twitter language?
Yeah, it
It
just
was-
was like harvesting Twitter. It was like, how do I be a Twitter bot? And then
Yeah.
within like a day, it
was
was like
very
throwing
racist
out
and very
racial slurs and
hostile.
stuff.
Wow.
Oh my
Did it blame
gosh.
Obama for everything?
I mean, I think it
it
probably
might have actually.
maybe
Wow.
abstractly blamed
Okay.
Obama or people who
Wow.
share certain traits
Oh my
of
gosh.
President Obama.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Hey,
Wow.
tech companies.
Hey.
When you build an AI system off of racist data, it's racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think you're somehow above it all. Idiots.
Yeah, idiots.
Yeah. Hey, this movie should have been called Terminator 2. Hey, idiots.
Yeah.
Don't invent Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think Twitter is Skynet?
I mean, Facebook's probably Skynet.
I feel like
Or is like Alexa Skynet? Is it a quiet so it didn't turn anybody's robots on?
are they here? Oh, for
Not
the
here.
listeners.
Oh, yeah.
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 Very
Because that's
good.
a thing that happens
Yeah,
too.
it is a thing.
Yeah. Alexa, activate Skynet.
No, what are you doing?
Oh, Dan.
What's up? What's
Oh,
up?
no.
Alexa, just give everybody a nice motivational speech about how great they are.
Just play Coca Cabana.
Yeah.
Something harmless.
Yeah.
But yeah, the nukes happen. Sarah Connor knows all about it. I guess just from
What she was
Talking to-
told, yeah.
because she's like having dreams about it because she knows it's going to happen, but she never like sees it, right? And doesn't Kyle
Right.
Reese die in Terminator 1?
I assume so.
Because they just like bang one time.
Yes. As is
Okay.
established in
All
this
right.
movie.
Yeah.
Let's be nice about it, but yes.
They
Did they
Make a
bang? Yes,
baby.
they did.
they spend one night together, as
Right.
John
Yes.
Connor says, creating him.
Yeah.
So they don't like have a long relationship where he's like, and these are the horrors of the future.
Yeah,
know what I
think
mean?
I figure he probably just gave her like a Cliff's Notes version
Sure,
of
sure,
just
sure.
like
But
everything.
probably she grew up watching The Day After
Yeah.
Tomorrow
No,
And just the day
not tomorrow.
after?
Day of Tomorrow's a Roland Emmerich movie from
Okay.
Climate change. That's
Late
different.
90s.
Oh, the day after.
No.
Early 2000s.
More
early
recent.
2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm talking about the one in the 80s that helped change nuclear policy.
That's true. I guess you make a good point, Molly. Like now that I think about like how old Sarah Connor is, like it probably wouldn't take that much information for a guy from the future to be like, nuclear war happens and it's horrible, and she'd be like, yeah, checks out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
got it.
Well, and because that was a very influential movie, and
Right.
it influenced Reagan to reach out to Gorbachev,
Right.
which is pretty significant. He had a private screening at the White House. Have I said this before?
I think so.
I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with it.
And didn't they establish that first Terminator and Kyle Reese showed up in 1984? So like
think so.
tensions were still
Yeah.
real
so that's
high.
Yeah.
that's when Terminator 1 came out, and this is 91. We were all wrong.
Yes.
And Molly was right that we would all be wrong.
Yeah. So good job, Molly, but also too bad, Molly.
Yeah. Get on the team.
Oh, things are making sense to me now because the Minnesota Twins won the World Series that year.
Oh.
And the creator of Skynet, his son is wearing a Twins hat, and
Yeah.
I was wondering why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's just
That's
like, I
why.
want the winner's hat.
Bandwagon
Yeah,
fan.
that makes sense.
That was the year that the Braves lost. Thanks for bringing it up.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Worst to first, and then yeah, cool.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, we haven't won since then.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Braves have either, but
yeah, they did some good stuff in the '90s for
Okay,
sure.
there you go.
Okay, well,
well,
Giants won a lot
Did
of
I
World
say that
Series.
correctly? Is it 91? This is Beth Totes recalls
Yeah, no, it's '91.
baseball.
baseball that she doesn't really know about. 87 and 91, right?
Yes.
I don't know. 84 and 91. Are we talking about Terminator movies?
Yes.
Okay, 84 and 91.
Great.
Yeah.
Which is a big
It's a big gap.
7 years, right?
Yeah.
That's a long time for a sequel.
Well,
Yeah.
James Cameron was busy, man.
What was he doing?
Oh well, first of all, we should clear up that
Linda.
Oh,
What's her name?
Linda
Lindy Hams.
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
But
Lindy
weren't they?
Hams.
I guess I don't know when they got together though.
Well, they got together. Thank you for asking. I did Wikipedia
Okay.
during.
This is
Should we,
a continuing segment.
Molly's Wiki Corner?
Yeah. Molly reads Wikipedia during the movie.
Yeah. We should preface, if every patron gives us $3, we can either stop doing this segment or only do this segment.
Yeah.
Depending
Wait,
Your
on.
only-
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pledge $3 and vote whether you want the podcast to be all Molly reciting Wikipedia
Yeah.
or none of Molly
Yeah.
reciting Wikipedia.
But it has to
And-
be every listener.
To be
Yes.
clear, it's still based on my memory
Yeah.
of it, even though it's very recent.
Yes.
It's still deeply flawed. But no, so Catherine Bigelow
Yeah.
and James Cameron separated, and after that happened, I believe in 1991,
Oh.
Linda Hamilton moved in with James Cameron,
Oh.
and then they were together and had a child together.
Oh.
Her previous husband left her while she was pregnant with their child.
So did this movie terminate his marriage to Catherine Bigelow?
Ooh, great question.
Wikipedia did not say.
Okay.
There were some limitations there.
Wait, she had a kid before they were together, or she
Yes.
was pregnant when they got together?
No, she had a kid before they were together.
Okay.
And then they got together and they had a child together.
Okay. Got it.
And then they were together for a while and they got married in 1997, but then famously got a divorce in 1999. And it was
Oh.
$50 million, which seems like chump
Whoa.
change now.
Wow.
Wow.
But at the time, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Did he leave her for another woman that was also he was entangled with professionally?
You know, again, Wikipedia really had its limitations, but I mean, we can guess.
Maybe he left her for the wreckage of the Titanic.
For the ocean.
Yeah. I mean, if we've all heard the song Mandy, and maybe James Cameron's life, love, and lady is also
Oh,
the
the
sea.
sea. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the song Brandy?
Mandy. Shit.
Yeah. I thought you were
like,
talking about the theme song
Mandy?
from the Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh, I thought when you
Oh,
said
yeah.
Mandy, I thought you were thinking of the Barry Manilow song.
Oh yeah, that's a very different song.
It's very different. I was not following. That's great.
Cut all that. Call that
My
out.
love and my lady is the sea. I'm married to a Titanic now. It's me, James Cameron.
Oh no. Anyway, he did the first one too, right? Did we ever
Yeah.
confirm that? Okay.
And
He
he
did.
was a story as well as producer.
He was a story.
Well, a story writer.
So he was just like all up all upends the
All
Terminator
upends.
franchise.
Yeah.
Like it is it is truly a creation of James Cameron.
Yes.
I mean, there's other people involved, but like he is like the linchpin.
Right.
He's
He
the
wrote,
George
produced, and
Lucas
directed.
Yes. Got
of Terminator
it.
movies.
Got it.
At least the first two.
Yes,
I
correct.
did not look beyond that.
Yeah,
Third
nor
one
did I.
famously did not have his involvement.
Oh, and famously was more depressing.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, 7 years in between,
Yeah.
Sarah Connor has had some trouble adjusting to a conventional life.
Well,
with the
she's been
knowledge she
accused
has.
of murdering a bunch of people.
I thought Arnold was accused of murdering a bunch of people.
Yeah, but she was accused of like breaking and entering and stuff.
Oh, well, she got caught. John says that she got caught committing some sort of robbery or something.
Yeah, it sounds like she is like, I have to prepare for the apocalypse,
Yes.
and essentially becomes like a, I don't know, guerrilla fighter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like moves to Nicaragua, and is like learning how to be a commando.
Yeah. So I think what happened is she got caught doing something, and
I
then
see.
when she got arrested, she gave her whole spiel, and that's when she got moved to the hospital because they're like, "Oh, this woman has delusions."
Yes.
Yeah.
And she had a terrible doctor. All those doctors
All
were
those
terrible.
real bad
Oh,
staff.
they're really
Oh
bad.
boy.
The head doctor is a real asshole.
Yeah.
Dr.
And they all kind of like make
Silberman.
fun of her.
Suburb. Yeah.
But she is awesome. She's even
She's
cooler
so-
than I remember.
right?
And I had
Yep.
a good memory going into this movie. But like her whole like breaking out,
So cool.
She just needed a paperclip.
get a paperclip.
So
Wow.
cool.
And just like it was, I appreciated the level of detail of like she had a plan, but they don't show her thinking of the plan.
Yep.
But like she has something specific that she's doing in all these circumstances
Yeah.
to get out of it.
Like she's clearly thought this out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not just like generic, I'm out. I beat everybody out and I'm free. I don't know. It's just like it's the way she steals the keys and then she
Yeah.
breaks off a key in a lock and
Or
she
the
like
fact
breaks his
that-
mop
Precision.
handle. And
Yeah.
it's like,
and like the fact that the first thing she did when she got out of her room was go to the maintenance closet and break off the mop handle because she knew she would need it to take
Yeah.
care of the orderly that's in her.
yeah.
Who licked her
Oh my God.
face.
We
Yeah,
needed to
that guy's a
establish that he
real
was a
creep.
hashtag bad man. So he,
Hashtag creep supreme.
yeah, he just straight up licks her face while she is apparently
Pretending to be catatonic,
comatose.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
catatonic. Yeah.
I was thinking about the movie Kill Bill when we watched it because I felt like she was a lot like
Buck.
yeah, that's the whole situation. The bride, like, and she also has like those bangs. I don't know. They're just, and she escapes the hospital in a very similar manner.
I do also appreciate that the first thing she does after she frees herself from shackles with nothing but
Oh yeah.
a paperclip
Yep.
is put her hair back in a
Yes.
ponytail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless America.
I never can't think of that now
Yeah.
because of one Molly Chase. Whenever I see a lady in any sort of action sequence, it's like either her hair's flying everywhere
Yep.
or they actually thought about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would want it out of your face.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Although
a liability.
It didn't really help much because her bangs were halfway
Oh.
down to her
Yeah, her
mouth.
fangs are like down to her nose. Yeah.
Well, it had been 6 months, and I'm sure they didn't allow any sharp objects.
Right. And she
Yeah.
probably refused to be
Groomed.
groomed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bangs are difficult to maintain.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
sure
something
they
I
are.
know.
it's true.
But once she gets like sweaty and like actiony,
Yes.
they kind of like she gets him out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene where she's perched on like a bar behind the AI guy when they're in his
Dice
house
in.
giving him the spiel. And she looks awesome. She's just like perched back there, but her hair she's got it swept to the side. You
Yeah.
don't even notice the long bangs. She looks like a badass and her hair's not in her face.
Yeah. I appreciated just how badass she is in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Like there's never a point of her like, well, really, I guess that's actually what made it such a cool moment when Arnold shows up in the hospital because like all we've seen of her is just being this like absolute shredded, super capable badass. And then the second the Terminator walks in, she
Yeah.
just collapses. And
Yeah,
it's
the
such
trauma.
it's like such a powerful moment of just like, there it is. Like there's a thing in the back of her head that can just destroy her.
Mm-hmm.
As much as she's thought about this, as much as she's planned for all of these situations to just get out of that room,
Yeah.
the last thing she can conceive of is running into him again.
It's classic PTSD
Yeah.
too, right? Because that
Yeah.
is like chemical. That's not even. Yeah,
And she played it so well.
she did such
Yeah.
a good
Like
job.
she just like falls to the ground and like never looks away from him as
Mm-hmm.
soon as he walks into her field of vision.
Which is the opposite of what I would do.
Uh-huh.
And I was thinking about all the times I would look away or hide my face It's like, I am no Sarah Connor. That is just the truth.
None of us are.
Right.
But she's also like having a hard time.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I also
Oh, yeah.
appreciate that she's not just like a stone cold robot badass like the actual robots.
Yes.
Like she's like barely keeping it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like enough to get it all done.
Yeah.
But still like you could tell like she's barely holding on.
And
She's like
so
just
strategic.
She's so frayed at the edges. Yeah.
protect
Yeah.
her son, but also like be kind of an asshole to him because he has to save all of humanity.
Yeah.
And it's like such a hard
Oh yeah.
balance.
That was such a great I don't know. Yeah, the screenplay was so good at just like establishing things very efficiently. Like it was such a great way to sort of like as much as John, like John talks about his childhood a little bit before they rescue her. But like it was such a great way of establishing the relationship when like the first thing she says to them when they're free is, "It was so stupid of you to come get me. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have risked yourself to do this. I could have done it on my own." It's just like, oh,
Jeez, thanks,
Yikes.
Mom. Yeah, no wonder he's looking for a loving father figure in this robot man.
Oh, he really wants Arnold to be his dad.
So badly.
And she even like monologues
Acknowledges that,
about,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
he's the best dad they could have. He like won't ever like get drunk or run away or
and he'll never leave him. He'll like he'll
It's
always
basically
protect
like
him.
a dog that's actually a robot that would kill anybody who
Yes.
tried to hurt you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, his character in this movie is basically like the most well-trained dog imaginable, basically.
Well, I was thinking with all this military bit and I was thinking about the movies that we watched growing up and how there's always a scrappy rebellion up against Goliath and how that's influenced me. And like, for example, I can't get enough of reading about how the Hong Kong protesters are fighting back or have adapted to a new style of protest
Yeah.
and how they figured out how to neutralize tear gas.
Talk about Sarah
and how-
Connors.
Yeah, and how to get supply lines fed and how to communicate with each other and basically how to bypass all of the hurdles. And it's just such a cool, it's just interesting in general.
Yeah.
But I think part of me in the back of my mind, probably because of all these movies, has had it formulated in the back of my mind that at some point I'm going to be some scrappy underdog who's going to have to figure out how to survive some like larger Goliath situation.
Yeah.
But that's just our culture.
right.
But I mean, honestly, America's kind of the Goliath.
yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Well, we're us peons down here in podcast land.
Yeah.
Can be the scrappy rebellion against. Again, Mackenzie Bezos. Our offer still stands.
Yes.
For $10 million a month, we will do the podcast Bezos the Clown,
Yep.
Bezos Stupid.
Yep.
Podcast where we only talk shit about Jeff Bezos. But like this movie even has that theme of
Yeah, it
like
does.
technology. They never asked what they should do, only if they could do, right? That
Yeah.
sort of same shit that we see. And it's not a new theme
Yeah,
in
this
media
is-
at all.
Right.
And we're still doing it.
Yeah, this one is
Now.
interesting. The tone of this movie is interesting when you compare it to something like Jurassic Park. Because like Jurassic Park, it's like that's kind of like Jeff Goldblum's character's whole deal. It's
Yeah.
just like why you didn't even think about the consequences of this. But like in that movie, like you're still, and maybe it's the difference between just like Spielberg and James Cameron's attitudes. I have no idea. But like in that one, like as much as they're like these terrifying monsters, it still takes the time to be like to show like the majesty of these creatures and blah 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 blah. This movie has like no compromises for the advancement of robotics and AI. Like at no point in this movie is anyone presented as like a counterpoint of just like, well, look at the benefits we're getting out of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, look how this
The-
AI saved this kid's life.
Yeah, the only counterpoint is just the fact that Arnold happens to be helping them. But like even that, he was presumably captured, reprogrammed, and they're just crossing their fingers that he doesn't like go on the fritz and just kill John Connor anyways. You know?
So like in this example then, just like Twitter is inherently racist, or at least the content is, the argument of this movie is that humans are predisposed to murder each other or destroy each
Doesn't
other.
Arnold even say that
He
in
says
the movie?
it like,
Yeah.
because there are two kids who are like, have shockingly real looking guns.
Yeah, it was 1991.
It was 1981, and they
kids
were
are gonna
like
get-
5 years old, maybe 7 at most, like attacking each other with these guns. P.S. White privilege.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they're okay. But how we inherently, so if you are a being that inherently has a nature of destroying yourself and others, and you build a thing, how do you separate that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're gonna build it. It's gonna kill you.
Well, and I appreciated when Arnold is like explaining how Skynet happened. I appreciated the fact that it wasn't like, I don't know, like, they could have gone the way of something of just like, like some mustache twirling villain like took over Skynet and used it to whatever. But like, no, what happened is Skynet works too well. Its creators freaked out. And then it defended itself.
Yeah.
And because they'd made it because it was what it was, it defended itself with machine logic, which was just the most efficient solution, is to just destroy every human being that knows it exists.
Yeah.
Basically.
TriStar Productions, this movie.
Yeah.
Who knows what the new one is? TriStar's dead,
Gone,
right?
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was, I think it was a Turner. Was TriStar a Turner property?
I mean, you would know better than any of
Yeah,
us.
you're the big Turner head.
I think it might have been. Yeah, because it also produced Michael, starring.
What?
John
Grease?
Travolta?
Yes,
Was
thank
that
you.
Angel
As an
one?
angel, yes.
Wait, what?
How did you make that
What are we talking
connection?
about?
I don't know.
Why is that the
So
connection?
you're like TriStar, the place that made Michael.
John Travolta's Michael. Where he's a sassy angel.
Yes.
Doesn't. Yeah.
Speaking of
I remember that
sass-
being a big movie.
Yeah, I think it
It
was.
was. I think probably the posters were around work or something.
Yeah. Sass?
Speaking of sass,
Yes.
that 10-year-old kid.
Oof.
Can we talk about John Connor?
Yeah.
John Connor
Whoa.
is doing his best.
Yeah.
He's
But-
actually like fairly well adjusted for what his life has been. He has a friend with a red mullet.
Ooh, that
Okay,
kid
yeah.
was amazing.
He's one of my MVPs. We can get into him deeper later. But yeah, this kid's got like this pant has a specific name and I don't know what it is. But it's like they're kind of parachute pants.
Zumbas?
Yeah.
Are they
Zubas.
Zumbas?
It does look like Zubas. But
Zubas.
Yeah.
Zumba is a dancer
Dance.
size.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But there's a
Zuba.
Z pant.
Yeah.
Zubas.
Zubas.
Zubas, yeah.
Well, it's a design collection of prints, like designs. Like Zubas were generally pants, but I think you get like Zuba print tops too
Oh.
at some point.
Okay.
Hit us up, Zuba heads.
These are almost certainly Zuba pants. Denim vest, right? Mm-hmm. Full mullet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, spiky mullet.
Full spiky mullet.
And like just fire red hair too.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
Like, and they were troublemakers.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were stealing money
Hacking
and
into ATM.
riding
Hacking
around
ATMs.
on a
dirt bikes.
dirt bike.
Which I didn't even have in my list. I said skateboard or cool extreme bicycle.
That's
It
true.
was nothing's
That's
more
true.
extreme than a dirt bike.
Yeah, the most extreme bike.
I wonder
For
how
a kid.
what is the maximum speed of a dirt bike?
Great question.
Probably like 30.
No, it's got to be more because he outran that truck.
I mean, he
That
did
might
it.
have just been-
Truck got him. 50? I don't know. I will say I appreciate they establish him very efficiently and quickly at the
Yes.
top. He's like working on a dirt bike with his mullet friend in the garage.
Yep.
His mom is like, or no, his foster dad is like, hey, do this thing, and he ignores him.
Yep.
And then his mom comes back out. Is like, hey, you sassed your mom. And he's like, she's not my mom, Todd.
Yeah.
And like just that whole sequence
You
is
got
like,
it. You kinda
oh, this
got
is
it.
an attitude full of a kid full of attitude who's having a hard time, and he needs to cool it.
yeah.
Preteen.
Really needed to cool it.
I just don't like the slang he used.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that
know I
was-
sound like
it
a
was just
1950s.
I mean, it's just a product of like it being a movie in 1991.
I remember him being annoying in like whenever I saw it. Let's say I saw it in like 97.
Yeah,
Like, I remember him being annoying, being like, oh, he's rude.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he said shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
By the way, and the F word. There were so many F words.
but not from the guy who worked at the place that was the molten steel company.
No.
He says, we got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think if
What a gentleman.
anyone is entitled to drop some F bombs, it's the guy who works in the place that knows exactly how dangerous
what is happening
what is
happening,
unfolding
yeah.
and has the urgency of trying to save lives. But he just gets a hell, and maybe that just shows his professional decorum.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he's.
I mean, I guess the guy reading the line probably really like invested in that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he gets an HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a follow up, I did text
Oh,
my
yes.
family
Oh, excellent.
very good.
to see.
How you watch this movie?
Yes, I said, did we watch Terminator 2 with all the swear words in it when we were little? And my mom said, not if I knew about it. And my dad said, probably. And
Cool
just
dad.
a little background. My mom is was an RN. Now she's retired. But she also said, it was Dad who allowed you to watch it. I was busy saving lives.
Shots fired, Beth's dad.
So
Yeah.
that was on a family text. So my dad did see that.
Nice.
Wow.
She's saving lives, and he's just filling your head with unwholesome language.
Preparing you to lead the rebellion.
That's
It's
right.
it's a fun movie.
It is
like
a
it's
fun
like
movie.
I didn't think I don't know. I mean there were swears in it and there were definitely some points where I was like, "Oh my god." Like when that at the beginning of the bar scene where he throws that guy into the kitchen, he lands on the
grill.
stove.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Or the grill.
gratuitous.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in general, it's like kind of a mostly car chases.
Yeah, a lot of knees get shot.
Blown out.
Yeah.
But yeah, a great explosions. I will say whoever was on pyrotechnics
man.
fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Anytime a truck became integral to the plot,
Yeah.
I was like all in on this
Or a
movie.
helicopter or a
Yeah.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
There were
when they
scenes-
stop
yeah.
that truck and the helicopter crashes into the back
Sweet.
of it.
That was
Very
super
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
It
So
felt
cool.
very like Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the vehicle stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That long chase scene reminded me of the one where they're going down the
Runway.
runway
The
at the
length of
airport,
Europe.
which is like so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lot of great crashes. And enough that I was like, I like how many cars are crashing.
And like the first one when T-1000 first, like when they first both find John Connor, like that was again like such an efficient way of like establishing who these people are, of just both the Terminator and the T-1000, like neither of them gave a shit about collateral damage. Like both Arnold and T-1000 more so because he's driving a semi truck and like chasing a kid down. But like both of them are like constantly causing vehicle accidents in their movements because they're just not even paying. They don't care. Like these are just obstacles in their way of their one objective.
Yeah. And they do a very good job establishing how few F's T-1000 gives.
Right.
Yeah.
At the arcade.
Oh yeah.
He just starts pushing little children
Yeah.
out of his way.
And what a
Yeah.
great turn that is too, because like up to that point, all we know is he's one of the people from the future. He's looking for John. That's all we know, and he's
Yeah.
like pretending to be a cop, and he's being mostly friendly. And then as soon as he actually sees him, he just starts shoving kids out of the way.
Which, by the way, he shoves his friend,
oh yeah,
and that's the last time that we see the friend.
Oh,
so that
yeah.
friend just like
think Malzubas?
sees like some two crazy guys
Like,
come into this
take his
arcade and then
friend. Oh,
take his
no.
friend.
and then he learns that his foster parents have been killed
Ooh,
later.
right?
Yeah.
That poor friend must be devastated.
Yeah. Ouch. Yikes.
But then also he does know the backstory.
that's true.
Oh, and they did a very sweet job in the storyline of John Connor being really dismissive about his mom and saying she was crazy to his friend before
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh no, I see the Terminator. I got this.
Yep.
She's correct." Yeah.
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 Yeah, that poor friend though. I would see that movie.
Like what happens after?
What happens to Mullet Friend?
Yeah.
Do you think he is the one who ends up getting Skynet back online?
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's in
He's
an
like-
arcade. He must be good with computers.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He learned
that
everything he
happened.
needed to know. Oh, P.S. Okay, so John Connor knows how to break into ATMs
Yeah.
using this code
Thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Which, okay, I'll buy. Sure, you can break into an ATM using this thing.
Yeah.
Figure out every possible 4-digit code.
It's just brute force.
That's just sure, no
It's
problem.
1991.
But then later, he's in one of the most sophisticated biotech labs in the world with intense nuclear level security. And the same little trick works. Same one.
Well,
Yeah.
Someone probably cut some corners on
I
ordering
bet they did.
keypads.
Yeah. I bet whoever they contracted out for the doors.
Yeah. We
was-
spent a lot of money on this like 3-second 1, 2, 3 turn.
Yeah.
2 turn keys.
Yeah. And like the secret.
There has to be a
drawers.
name for it, but that's what I call them.
1, 2, 3 turn.
1, 2, 3 turns.
I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Like,
123turn.com.
Yep.
You can
Yep.
order all of your nuclear door turning products.
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to jump back. I want to jump back to the T-1000 because I love him so
Oh
much.
my god, so cool.
the level that he plays like that sort of fake pleasant
Yeah.
creep is
Yeah.
perfect. It's
Yeah,
right.
it
It hits
is.
right the spot where it's like uncanny valley of politeness.
Yeah.
And there's something also kind of perfect that he is dressed as a cop or he is a cop dressed as a cop for almost the whole movie.
Yep.
Like just gives him that authority, but also like creepiness to him the whole time.
Yeah, like it gives him the ability to basically go anywhere he wants without being questioned or directly confronted, almost more than likely. But then it also is like, I mean, it is, but yeah, it's also just unsettling because then it's like, oh shit, a cop's here. That means something's happening.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you look at like even the costuming between the two, like Arnold's dressed in like biker leathers the whole movie, and just like the presentation is again like the scrappy rebellion versus like the authority figure, even in the presentation of the two
Right.
Terminator robots.
And he is all angles. God damn, Robert
Yeah,
Patrick
so good.
looks
Cheekbones
perfect
could
as like a
cut open a
terrifying
window.
assassin robot.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how many? Because Dan, you said a dozen.
Oh yeah, I guessed for the people who listened to this in short bursts and started this November 15th, and it's now, I don't know, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I said there would be at least a dozen pointy hands, which
Yeah.
by which I mean the T-1000 turns his goo hands into like sharp points for whatever reason.
Yeah. And there were 11.
Oh, so close.
So close.
So negative baker's dozen.
Yeah.
We can say, I guess here's
Okay.
the elevator.
Yes.
I feel like gives us some wiggle room where like it's possible 12. We can say plausible 12 because there's a point where we've already established T-1000 can make pointy hands, and then they're in an elevator and he is on top of the elevator and the pointy hands are coming through the ceiling multiple times, but they never cut back to him, so it's unclear if he's just like has one pointy hand and is jabbing, or if he's got two pointy hands and is going like ba-bam and then throwing the other one
I feel
in.
like for efficiency of movement, it would make more sense for two.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose if he has to stay balanced on an elevator while being shot at, it would make sense to have two pointy hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In which case, it would bring you up to a dozen.
I mean, should
That
we
would
take a vote?
I vote he reached a dozen.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Great job.
Nice.
You're welcome. Now you owe us all something.
Oh shit! Cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't say
Yum
it.
yum.
No.
Yeah. And he basically makes
Beth.
3 types of
Pointies.
pointies.
Yep.
There's full-on blade arms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, terrifying.
I feel like I want to say, is there an X-Men with blade arms?
I don't know.
No.
No blade. Okay.
Well,
What?
I mean, are you talking about Wolverine?
No.
He has blade
He's got 3
knuckles.
Yeah. I feel like someone just like doesn't
between
matter.
his fingers.
So blade arms, full-on blade sword arms.
Yep.
And then he's got like
hooks.
like crowbar hook hands.
And then he has elevator openers.
Are those just the
Oh.
hooks reversed though?
Yeah, those are kind of reverse.
I
hooks.
mean, they look like a very specific shape to me.
I guess they come in and then wedge out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's got finger.
And then he's got
pointies,
finger
Which
pointies.
now that I'm saying that out loud and remembering them, those are more terrifying than the full blade arms. I think.
I agree. Usually because they're pointed at an eyeball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and there's just something about like, I don't know. There's something very disturbing about like that level of precision when it comes to pointy violence. You know what I mean? Where it's just like especially since we already established he can go full blade arm, and he's just choosing to make these very fine points,
Yeah.
and putting them towards Sarah
Creep-
Connor.
Stop pointing at
Sorry.
me. It's creepy.
Yeah, because I guess because it's more, there's just more tension to it. Because like when he just like shoots a blade arm through a carton of milk, and then his stepdad, like that's
Foster
just
dad, so
very
sad.
sorry, foster dad. That's just a very like blunt, like brute force direct attack. Whereas like the pointy fingers just feels very like deliberate and like almost like psychological.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super creepy.
Quick
you want a
side
quick talk about
quick
that?
side note. We do see our hashtag bad foster dad drink milk because
Yep.
he's a bad
Out of
man.
the
From the
carton.
carton.
Out of the carton, double bad in my opinion. Bad and creepy. We'll see.
Yeah.
And I was thinking again, as we do, thinking about milk, the symbolism that milk occupies in movies. We've talked at length about creepiness of milk, but drinking milk straight from the carton is a whole nother
Yeah.
flag in
Yeah.
movies. Like you're an uncaring asshole if you drink straight from the carton.
Right.
Yeah.
Or a swaggering good guy type who
Yeah,
can't be confined.
Right. Like you just like you don't play by the rules
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
society.
Or I guess there's a lot of things. Or you could be like a loner at home would
Yep.
drink straight out of the carton.
I guess it's just shorthand for
Or a mischievous husband in the 50s.
right. I
Yeah.
guess it's shorthand for on some level. It depends on the movie. You just don't care.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I can't wait until we watch a movie where a good guy drinks milk.
Someday.
Don't know if it exists.
Oh, speaking of beverages,
I drink
this
milk.
movie was brought to you by Pepsi.
Oh, hardcore.
PepsiCo.
Oh,
Pepsi
yes, it was.
generation.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of just like people were very much directed to be like, all right, hold that can from the
Yep.
very bottom so
Yep.
we could see the maximum
Yep.
label of
And
this
then
Pepsi.
my
can.
favorite though is when the guy like had a Pepsi, then they opened a door, and in the background was a Pepsi vending machine, just in case we hadn't quite caught
Well, he
it.
had just purchased it
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
I want to go back to the blade hands really quickly.
please.
Great.
I will talk about Blade Hands for the rest of the show. I don't care. I loved it.
Here's what I want to know.
Okay.
How are they not all dead?
Who?
Like Sarah, John, Terminator, regular version.
Yeah.
Like he is able to make these blade hands like stretch out super far. He can't die essentially. Like
Yeah.
he melts at the end, but that's only they happened to be in that location.
Correct.
Like I don't understand why he's failing so hard. Like from he's such a good robot that like I don't understand how he's not dead or how they're not dead.
Don't they just keep outrunning him?
Well, he's just
he's so
persistence,
fast.
right? He is persistence, and so he doesn't have a sense of hurry,
That's true.
which I think is also what makes him creepy, right?
It is
for sure.
creepy that he just walks
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
with
it's creepy.
determination.
Like, ooh, man.
Well, because
Quick Dan horror movie recommendation.
Yeah.
It follows.
yeah,
It's amazing.
that's the
And
whole movie.
it basically features just someone walking and very slowly towards the person at all times.
Yep.
And I'm getting shivers thinking about
That's
it.
I
terrifying.
don't. That's so. Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he. Yeah, like Dan, you even mentioned that in the movie. Like, there's a point where they like cut back to him, and you were like, "Oh yeah," like you've almost forgotten he was still
Yeah.
a threat.
But he's
'cause-
always pursuing.
yeah, he's always coming.
But yeah, he seems like he should. Well, I think also like Arnold always has a bigger gun than him.
Yes.
So he like staggers him a lot with
Yep.
a shotgun or RPG. That's not an
I
RPG.
have no
Grenade launcher.
Yep.
Or other things.
Yeah, I mean, every time they get away, it's because they just slow him down,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I just feel like he's not. If that's his directive, he's not following it really.
What
He
do you
should be
mean?
doing whatever because like why didn't he kill Sarah Connor when she was right there?
That's not his directive. His directive is to kill John Connor.
Yeah, but
And he used her. I thought that was an interesting moment
Oh
too.
yeah, he was trying to use her
Because there was a
too, yeah.
moment where he's just walking up, and you're like, "Yeah, you could just stab her with your stabby hands
Mm-hmm.
right now." Although in theory, the longer the distance, the anyway, whatever.
No, I think we should establish it though, because I think that's part of it. Because I feel like at a certain point, the stretching would ruin the structural integrity of the blade hands, right?
Potentially, but what you realize is that he wants to use her to lure in John. That John is his objective.
Mm-hmm.
So by cornering her and trying to get her to call for him
yeah.
is the greater priority.
But then she doesn't. All I'm saying is he was willing to push children out of the way to
Yes.
get to John Connor. Like she's the most in the way of anyone in this whole thing. Just get rid of her.
When?
She was right there. He had his thing
Yeah.
pointed at her eye.
Well,
That's
I
true,
think,
but he uses people like anybody who's not his directive. He uses to get to his directive.
and then
I
he
think-
kills them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not very likely that she would have still been alive.
I
If
think-
this was a real life scenario, T-1000 definitely would have killed them
I
all.
would argue that because he gives her the no finger, we established that
Ugh.
he has also started to
Sass.
develop additional human traits, and he is just getting sassier. And I think that's why he does the creepy pointy fingers, because there is a psychological element to it.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
he's
he's
kind of
figured out.
enjoying it.
He's playing like brain games.
I think he's starting to like develop like an actual like I think he's actually starting to enjoy like the thrill of it, right?
Yeah. Also, one side in this equation has the power of family.
Ooh,
That's
that's
what we
true.
learned from the Fast and Furious universe. With family, you can accomplish anything.
And not
You're
die.
right.
And not
Ever.
die. And be
Right.
No matter
superheroes.
how absurd or violent a situation you find yourself in.
Yeah.
Unless you're Han, R.I.P. Han.
R.I.P.
Oh, Han.
Never forget, never forgive.
Love him.
Stay
Justice
home.
for Han.
Justice for on. Yeah. T1000 metal effects. Hey, pretty good
Not bad.
actually.
91? Are you kidding?
I thought they were great.
Yeah.
I think something that they did right is when he's turning back into his like human form, it goes into like a metal shape of him and then quickly goes into like the
Yeah.
skin version
Yeah.
of him.
It's like a
Which like I think is the right choice there because they could have really stretched out that transition and
Right.
then you would have been able to tell more that you're like, oh, that's not really real. But I think they did an awesome job.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really good. And that clip that I remember seeing online, I didn't notice as much this time watching
Which
it
one?
through. The one that, well, first of all, we should maybe talk about how two of our favorite twins, Dan and Don?
Dan and Don.
Dan and Don, they were the genetic scientists from Gremlins 2, the
Yep.
new breed.
New batch.
Batch. Just
Yep.
fucking up. And then they were in this as a good man security
Oh,
guard. We
good
know he's a
man.
hashtag good man because he offers. Oh, there's such great workplace banter,
Right?
For the like front of house people,
Yeah.
front of house at the mental hospital. Jesus,
Yep.
because like he's like, hey, want a coffee? And the receptionist or other security
Mm-hmm.
guard, I'm not sure, says, how about a beer? It's just I don't know. It's
love it.
very
Very
pleasant.
sweet.
I love it.
Workplace conversation. So he's a nice one. But
Or
then
Don or Dan.
yeah, Don or Dan is there, and then the T1000 comes up from the floor. He's the goddamn floor, which was creepy. It was
That
like
is the
some
creepiest
it
one.
shit, and he's got like the black and white squares on him, which
Yep.
looks really
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah, that's cool.
But then he turns into the other twin, and
Good
they're
man.
both in the same shot, so it's the same twins.
Yeah, and we talked about because then at that point T1000 as security guard sticks his pointy finger through his eye and then drags him into a closet.
Yeah.
And we talked about whether the twins like flipped a coin on who got to be the one getting dragged around and stabbed in the face.
Yeah. But that's not the only twins in this movie.
Yeah,
we
which
learned.
fucking blew my mind because as the end credits are rolling, because okay, spoiler alerts. T1000 tries to get Sarah Connor to call for John, and then I guess at that point decides I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
And becomes her, which I guess he could do that now because he'd made physical contact with her, which was established as the rules.
Is that the rules?
Yes.
Yeah.
When did he never touched
Arnold explained it.
Dawn or
Yeah, he was the floor.
Yeah.
He was the floor and he
Oh,
walked
so he
on the
stepped
floor.
on
So
him.
he could like read him through that contact.
okay.
I know you're like, does a shoe really count? But I guess it does. Because he touches people through clothing all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I imagine it's some stuff. They probably, he's probably got like a million billion tiny like sensors like Arnold has in his eyes, where it's just like he's just aware of his surroundings. So as long as he can make contact, all of his little nanite parts can just kind of like read
Yeah,
the
the whole
telemetry
thing.
of his body or something. That's
Anyway, so that's who he became the floor. That's when he disappears when the receptionist turns around.
Yeah.
And so then when he reanimates, he's reanimating from the floor.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, so he pretends to be Sarah Connor, and then real Sarah Connor comes in, and it's a brief moment of probably like just, I don't know, complete, like a millisecond of complete disassociation from reality for John Connor.
Yeah.
Right? Because at that point, he's already been told by Arnold in like the first 20 minutes of the movie, like, this could totally happen. We should not go to your mother, because that's exactly what he'll do. He'll pretend to be her.
Yeah.
But apparently, we learned in the end credits, Linda Hamilton is also a twin, and her sister popped in
Is
for
she?
that
Is it
scene.
her twin sister
I think
or it's just
so.
her sister
I think
who
it's
looks
her
like her?
twin sister.
It was not in Wikipedia.
Well, can't be true then.
Be true. Well, I guess we need $3 a month for everybody, and then we can really go down this.
If you are Linda Hamilton or Linda Hamilton's sister or Channing Tatum,
Yeah.
please tweet at us hashtag Hamiltwins
Yes.
or hashtag
Hamill no twins.
HamilNoTwins. Right?
Hamill.
Hamill
Sibs?
siblings.
Hamil Sibs. Hamil
Got it.
siblings?
I mean, twins are still sibs.
Yeah. Ooh.
Hashtag twins are still sibs.
Yeah. One of those. So that's 3 instances of twins.
Wouldn't it be
With
so
the hat.
weird to have a twin?
I would love it.
To like
Why?
I always wanted it when I was a kid
Explain.
because when you're growing up, you're told that they have like a special language and they're super close and you are cool. Yeah, it always seemed cool. But I had a big sister, which was great. That was like awesome. But
you wish she was your twin.
well,
She's
it just
not good
seemed
enough.
like, and also I
Yeah,
was
what I'm
obsessed
hearing
with
is your
Patty
sister
Duke, the
is
Patty
not-
Duke show where she had an identical cousin.
I was
what?
obsessed with the Olsens.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Sure.
Like, I wanted a twin that way. We have the same birthday, NBD.
Wow.
and the Olsens?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they were not the day,
What?
but like, we both were born on June 13th.
Oh, not the
Oh.
same year.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I assumed
got it.
that.
So I felt like I had a special connection to them, like I was the Olsen triplet.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that I saw Mary Kate Olsen at a restaurant?
You did
What?
not.
Yeah, I was at Nobu in LA.
Braggy.
It's braggy.
Hey,
It's a
you hear
work
that?
trip.
LA podcast
Another LA
listeners?
podcast. Is that on the 101? Forget it with your thes, Southern California.
Okay. You're from California.
Yeah, but we don't put a. Okay, quick California sidebar.
Okay, so quick double sidebar.
People in the southern half of the state will preface their highways with a the.
Okay.
I took the 101, and us more cultured northerners
No cows. You know
will
cows.
just say 101. I took 101, not the 101.
Okay. Double sidebar complete.
Complete.
Original sidebar continue.
Mary Kate Olsen was also eating there at the same time. This is many years ago. And someone had pointed her out at some point in the meal. And I was like,
That's
oh,
uncomfortable.
let's all be cool.
Yeah.
And everything seemed fine. And then later on, I went up and I went to the restroom. And when I was in the restroom, it was one of those, like, everybody stands in there, but there's just one sink and one stall. And there was a lady who was waiting before me, and she was way drunk. And she was like, Mary Kate Olsen is in the stall. I'm going to get her autograph.
Oh, no.
And so takes a paper towel
No.
and has a pen ready. So Mary Kate Olsen comes out of the bathroom, and she's so tiny and so not into, like, I mean, I wouldn't want to deal with
could
like
you be?
a drunk person.
Yeah, you're just like,
Yeah, and just sort of like thrusts the pen and the paper towel in her hand, and she just signs it, washes her hands, and gets out. And I was just like, I don't know, is it weird to try to apologize for a stranger? Like, how do I make myself smaller and
Yeah.
like less weird?
Yeah.
So that was my interaction. But hey, she seemed super cool.
Okay.
That's good.
So there you
and
have
she
it.
didn't like punch someone in the face. For
I mean,
being
like
rude?
I would have. I mean, it would have been very hard to be super gracious, and she was super gracious. Not that that's how people should be evaluated. Like, you know what I mean? The whole idea of evaluating someone, because I feel like people are like, oh, this person was
Actually nice.
like, who
or
cares?
whatever,
Like,
yeah.
F you. Like,
Right.
I shouldn't have any opinion at all. But I was kind of impressed by that, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
I never thought about being a twin. I went
didn't
to
either.
elementary school with twins, and they always
Yeah, me
dressed
too.
in identical clothes, but one was red and one was blue.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I
Would they
didn't-
would the one twin always wear red, or they switch?
I think so.
So they went the Huey, Dewey, Louie route.
I think like Ricky. It's Ricky and Bobby.
Oh, Ricky Bobby? Really? Like from, really?
I mean, from my elementary school.
Okay. Talladega
It's the
Nights.
name of a Will
Yeah,
Ferrell
got
character.
it.
Okay, well, this is
Real life.
Real
before
people.
that movie.
Okay, I'm not. I just.
Wow.
There are
thought you might have
individuals. They're not a
misremembered.
reference to a movie. I might be misremembering. How dare you? I believe one of them always. Oh, was Ricky in red and Bobby in blue? Could it have
Whoa,
been
I
that?
bet.
Yeah.
I bet it was.
Oh,
I
boy.
bet their parents established that.
Yeah, is that like a thing to help other people recognize them,
yeah.
or like,
Or was it
is
just their favorite color?
yeah, is it a
Maybe
thing?
I don't know.
Like-
It seems problematic, but I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a twin, so I can't really
because
speak
they're
to it.
two different people, and
Limiting.
they should be
Treated as such.
treated as individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they sort of are in that they have their own individual color.
Right.
Oh.
But
But
it's like,
also
oh,
not.
look at you're this color and you're this color. That's
Yeah.
all you are, red and blue.
But they did, and other twins have told me. I think maybe all twins do this of tricking their parents at one point, like swapping beds in the night,
Sure.
Yeah.
just pretending to be the other one. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just to see.
There were
right?
twins in my high school
Just
that
to
did that
know.
all the time.
Yeah.
And I knew
Like in
I knew when they
school?
were I knew when they were doing it because one of them had a mole on their cheek. And so I would be like, you're not that one.
Oh, real sleuth.
They would just go to each other's classes. They took like the same classes, but at different hours.
I'd completely forgotten about this, but when I was in high school in the school cafeteria, a kid pulled a gun. Didn't like, and I don't know if they pulled a gun in an aggressive way or pulled a gun because they had brought it to school and they wanted to show it to people.
Oh, right.
But it was a twin. The person had a twin. And so nobody could prove which one it was.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And so they got questioned by the police and each just said it was the other. And they held to their story and they weren't able to prosecute either one. But also they didn't shoot anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I think maybe they both got suspended or
Right.
something.
Because like at that point, they're like, well, what are we supposed to do about this?
Yeah, exactly. One of you is either you pulled a gun or you're lying. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you can't.
Like either way,
Well, no,
like,
that's not true. I don't know. Oh, I'm really glad I didn't have to sort that out. But I had completely forgotten about it until just this moment. Everything worked out fine. It was a
Wow.
very safe school. Everything was okay.
okay.
Yikes.
Oof, America. I got some MVPs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Beyond Mullet Friend,
Yeah.
the second security guard that we see at the Cryosendine, Cyberdyne,
The
whatever robot
birthplace of
factory
Skynet.
at Apple
Yeah.
headquarters.
Right. Yeah, probably more like IBM, right?
I mean, in '91, yeah. Now, though,
Yeah.
they're more the hardware people. Anyway.
Amazon.com.
Anyway,
Amazon.com. Yeah, Mackenzie Bezos. Anyway, he just like has that very laid back security guard
so
role. It's
good,
like,
yep.
hey, Gary, where'd you go? All right, you can't leave the desk. Jeez.
I'm gonna have to fill out some paperwork.
Then he sees him duct taped to the sink. He's like, oh shit.
yeah.
But then someone, Beth, was like very into the moment of security guards realizing that things are wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're always like, I'm just having a regular day here
Right.
at work. And then it's like, oh, God,
Oh,
something actually is happening.
Yeah, we didn't get like a coffee drop
No,
would have
it's
been
too bad.
good in there.
We did get a nice like, I'm literally not even gonna try to help you. You know what I mean? Like he just literally just turns around and lets the door close again on the
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
who's tied up.
Just got to get to
but
that button.
I mean, you know, he
Yeah.
knows.
He's a professional.
He's a
I mean, I get
professional.
it. Like,
He's
Yeah.
like the T1000
You don't-
of security guards.
sure.
And then, yeah, another MVP is one of the stunt people who gets shot in the back with a gas canister.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you just hear him go, "God, that hurt."
Do you think that was?
I mean, I'm sure it was 80 yard, right?
I don't know.
Or you think they
I
captured that
think
in the
that's
room?
what he actually
Maybe
said.
that's what he
Yeah.
actually said, and then Cameron was like, "We got an 80
We gotta get
That
that.
was amazing.
That could be arranged. I just hope Peter Diamond was in the room,
I mean, Peter Diamond was definitely
We'll never
there.
know.
Peter Diamond was definitely. I'm gonna say
hiding in the gas
Yeah,
clouds.
he's,
for sure.
he's the floor.
He absolutely. Oh. Okay, Peter. So we need this helicopter. It's gonna fly under this overpass, and then it's gonna crash into this van.
Could be arranged.
All right, now, Robert. Robert, listen to me. You're going to fly this helicopter, Robert. Your quarry's in that truck, Robert. The young boy. The very reason for your existence. You'll use all your incredible machine thinking and quick reflexes and fly. Fly like a predatory bird, Robert.
All right, so I just lean forward in this, Peter. Peter, where'd you? Why is it so smoky in here?
Oh, shit. And then he crashes the helicopter.
It was arranged.
Shit, I was going to say something about...
God, that hurt.
I have an MVP.
Oh, that's right. MVPs. Yes, Beth.
At the shopping mall or wherever they are, where the arcade is,
Yeah.
there's a point where Arnold Schwarzenegger gets thrown through a window.
Yeah.
And there's just a bunch of people in the mall who are like, "Are you okay?" And there's one guy that just like keeps taking pictures.
Oh,
Just like
yeah.
rapid
Icon.
fire.
And he's not even holding up to his face either. Like he's just holding it at chest level.
And I have another MVP,
Nice.
which is in the bar scene at the beginning. He walks into like a motorcycle bar,
Yep.
and there's just like a headshot of like whatever band plays there all
yeah.
the time, and each one has like a weird hat on. It's pretty great.
Speaking of the bar scene,
Yeah.
my MVPs are just everyone in that scene who is like into naked Arnold.
Yeah.
It is multiple characters.
There's so many shots of mostly women,
Mostly
right?
women.
Being like surprised that he's there, and then like, all right.
Well, that's what makes it funny. That, like, there was a little bit of range because, like, when he first walks in, it just cuts to like a couple of like gruff biker dudes, just sort of like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And then just cuts to this lady smoking cigarette. He's just like, "All right, tonight's the night." But then the best one is the server, who just like comes around a corner and just like goes like, "Oh," but then looks down and just goes, "Mm-hmm." Amazing.
Yeah, they're really
Amazing.
great.
I mean, he was quite a specimen back in 1991.
Yeah, if
Good
you're into
Lord.
it, Jack dude, he is that dude.
He is the ultimate. What was his Mr. Universe, or whatever?
That sounds
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. His legs are like as big as my whole
Oh
body.
my god! Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess that's part of the reason that he works so well as a robot man. It's just like you would believe that a human shaped like that could just like pick stuff up really easily.
Yeah. He does some good just picking up of people effortlessly.
Yep.
Like he pulls John Connor off the dirt bike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then almost clocks him in the face with a shotgun.
Yeah, and for real.
Yeah. Then he picks up a toddler.
Yeah.
It's an LOL comedy line.
Yeah. LOL robot learns about human babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute toddler.
It was a cute toddler.
Cute.
That's
toddler.
my MVP.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good baby, good dogs in that scene.
Good
Yeah.
baby, good dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Spoiled by flash forwards to nuclear annihilation.
Yeah. Ooh, that scene was
That was brutal.
just as intense as I was afraid it was going to be.
A lot of
Yeah.
flames and children killed by
Yeah,
nuclear
and just like
bomb.
ash people.
And they spend a lot of time of Sarah Connor disintegrating.
Yeah.
Like an
Yeah.
impressive amount where like all the skin comes away and then there's
Yep.
still just a skeleton hanging onto a chain link fence.
Yeah. I wonder if they didn't want it to take that long.
Oh, and they were like,
But they're
blast
like,
it more.
the
Oh,
skin
and, like
didn't
the
come
model,
off.
like
Yeah.
the model wasn't going.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But then when they looked it back at, they're just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This is poignant.
Yeah, it was. It is, which I mean, it's rare for a movie, which is weird that this is rare, but it's rare for a movie that has a nuclear explosion in it to like actually like lean into the effects of it. Like it's usually just like white flash, mushroom cloud. Oh no, this was a bad thing that happened.
Yeah.
But like it's actually pretty rare for a movie to just be like, no, we're just gonna keep the camera rolling.
Yeah.
Sorry. Enjoy
Yeah.
watching all of these people just turn into piles of ash and all of these, literally every structure just collapse in on itself.
Yeah.
And everything burst into flames in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, would Skynet think of that? Like, where is Skynet located? And is it in a space where...
Distributed in the cloud.
Ooh, maybe.
Whoa. Mushroom cloud.
I guess at that point it was probably
97 is when it
yeah
destroys us all.
So like
September 29th?
at that, I thought it was August.
August 29th, 1997?
Yes.
That was the predicted date, or 2027?
The date.
Oh, the date. And then
That was Judgment
2027 is when they send somebody back.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah. My last MVPs are all the DVD moments in this movie.
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a quick refresher what I mean when I say that. It's
Yeah.
like when we were youths watching movies on DVD, there would always be a pre-roll. It's for the teens out there.
Yeah.
There would always be a pre-roll of like basically just buy more DVDs,
Yeah, it
like a
was-
general commercial for
Like,
movies on DVD.
It was very much of just like it was
That
very
song
much
is playing
like,
in the
hey,
background.
hey, American families, most of whom have probably just rented this from a Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Isn't this a great new format for movies?
Yeah. And it'd be like Bruce Willis saying yippee ki yay
Yep.
and other stuff. But like
Yeah.
the rest of them are from this movie.
Like mostly. Yeah.
It's like Hasta La Vista Baby, him driving a motorcycle out of a giant explosion,
Yep.
shooting a minigun.
Yeah, the one of the many vehicles, the T-1000, launches off of something.
When he takes
Yeah.
that gun out of the box and there are like roses in
Oh,
it.
yeah, that's DVDs for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of DVDs moments in this movie,
Yeah, that's
and I loved every single one.
iconic, iconic movie.
It really is.
Really did it for me. That's all.
Oh, are we getting into ratings already?
Oh, well, Beth wanted to talk about what comes next after this movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because they never addressed the crushed arm.
Yeah, so they have to destroy every part of the T2, right? Nope, that's the name of the movie. It's
T-800, I think, is his model.
So they have to destroy all the technology.
Yeah, because they
but-
established that first Terminator for movie one is where they got Skynet
Yeah.
development, or they
Yeah.
developed it from the technology of the robot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when they're in the lava factory, there's like a huge gear that goes over Arnie's arm,
Yep.
and it comes off, and he doesn't like take it with him.
No.
So there's just an arm left in that factory somewhere.
Right.
True.
I think they use that as a plot point in a sequel.
I don't remember.
But I thought it was really interesting that they did that. Because either they missed it and somebody watched it and was like, hey, what about that arm? We should make a new movie out of it.
Yeah.
Or they set up a sequel without being like, hey, guys, at the end of the movie, we're going to show this thing because we want you to know there's
Yeah.
going to be another one.
Right.
Yeah.
They left the door open for
Yeah.
themselves.
I do wonder if that was intentional.
But
I
it's
think
also
it's gotta
it's
have
essentially
been.
how this one happens in
Yes,
a way,
correct.
right? Because the
Yep.
his arm is left over.
But
from
it's
the
nothing
Terminator.
without the chip.
Yeah.
Right.
The processor, which is
Processor.
why he sticks himself in the molten lead.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
he points at his head. He doesn't
Yeah.
point at anything else. He's
That's
like, this
true.
one has to go.
but Steve
Yeah.
Jobs can take an arm and kill us all.
Yikes, yikes, yikes.
Wow. But yeah, no, I thought it was like a subtle way
Mm-hmm.
to like leave the door open to a sequel because you're not going to kill the cash cow.
Well, not to mention that, as we talked about earlier, like, this movie isn't exactly optimistic.
Yeah.
Like, that probably was very intentional, where Cameron was just like, I don't know, it could still happen. Like, I don't want to just say, like, this definitely isn't going to happen. Even the end, like, Sarah Connor's speech is like, I have some hope.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's it. That's her, like, happy ending. Is like, I'm going into an unknown future with some hope.
Well, there is the like, there's no fate, right? Or no fate but what we choose for
Yep.
ourselves. Or yeah,
Yeah,
still pretty bleak though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was here for.
Oh,
yeah, that's good.
I felt like it was sad and depressing.
It was, but I
Hey,
appreciated
that's
that it didn't.
technology.
I appreciate that it didn't back away from that. Like
Yeah.
the fact that this was a sequel to a movie where like literally the story is the machines try to kill us all, and now they're trying even harder to do it better. So the fact that that is the reality we're established, I appreciate that the movie like leaned into it of
Yeah.
just like, yeah, this is gonna suck hard if
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like there's
That's
not an
true.
easy way out of
Because
this.
machines will get smarter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I will say we didn't really talk much about the what's his name, Dyson, Miles Dyson,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
the inventor guy.
Yep.
Yeah, who's not the vacuum guy.
Okay.
That'd be really good. That's a sketch someone should make.
Like we spent a lot of time on the design of this. What is he doing? He's always like the suction.
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I
With
can't
the
do. I wish I could do it.
omnidirectional rolling whatever.
The Skynet will come and
That's right.
dry your hands.
Do you think Skynet? Do you think Skynet is just like phase 8 of that bladeless fan?
Yes.
But yeah, Miles Dyson. I appreciate that he's a black man instead of
Yeah.
a generic white nerd.
Yeah, I mean it's a shame that he also has to die.
I mean, he
but-
still
Yeah.
gets gunned down by police,
Yeah.
so that's a bummer.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then sacrifices himself.
Right.
But that actor crushes
crushed
it.
it.
Yeah,
He does a
man.
great job of being like, "Why are you trying to murder me?"
Every part of his story.
Oh
he crushed
shit!
It. Yeah.
Like he comes around. Like there is another world where he's like, "No, I wouldn't do this." Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the sort of hubris of your tech giants now of like, "I would never bring that about. I'm solving the
Right.
disrupting."
You're right. My space station will save humanity, not just be a giant monument to my own largesse.
Yeah, but he's like, "Oh no!" Like he buys it because Arnold like cuts his arm off to
And-
show him his robot skeleton.
Right. And like it's literally the same arm that he has in his
Yeah,
lab.
which
I
was
do
another.
feel like they could have been less creepy about that reveal.
Disagree.
I really
horrifying.
Yeah,
I
it was
thought it was-
horrifying.
Yeah.
No, I mean, from a movie perspective,
Yeah.
it made sense.
Oh, you're saying like they're
but like
the
honestly,
scrappy rebellion
like
plan?
it would be really nice to be like, "Hey, I'm a robot and I'm about to prove it to you."
Right.
Instead, he's just like, show him, and so you just see this big dude cut off his own skin.
Yeah. I guess the problem was
Like how much do you want to traumatize these poor people?
I guess the issue is that John Connor took the kid out. So,
Yeah.
like, if John was there, he could have, like, because he's the one that he actually takes orders from. So maybe
That's
if
true.
John had stuck around, he'd be like, hey, maybe turn around first.
Yeah.
And then take the skin
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Maybe they're already like have so much adrenaline
They didn't
and
even think
terror.
about it. Yeah.
Oh, there was unnecessary trauma, and then his poor wife and child.
His poor wife, who almost gave us a Bechdel Wallace
She,
pass.
she was our
Almost.
Because
closest.
she got named, and then Sarah Connor is, like,
Threatening her.
threatening her and calling her a bitch. So, like, it wasn't going to be a great pass.
Yeah,
But it could have been a
could
pass.
passed and nothing.
But no, she just like yelled and cried for her son.
Yeah, and
which is
only talked to
great.
Miles.
I mean,
Yeah,
good
I mean,
character development.
But
Yeah.
Authentic
It wouldn't have
character.
made sense if she was like, "Hello, my name is."
But I mean, I think she could have, said, don't.
Or like, what do you want from us? Something.
Yeah,
Like,
anything.
Just shut up, and that would have been it, right?
right.
Ugh.
But not even that, right? Now
No.
that's the point. Right?
Called her
not
a
even
bee
that.
in her own home
Right.
after shooting up her house.
Like, really,
and
just going to
Shot her
town.
husband.
Yeah, wounding her husband,
Oh, man.
terrorizing her poor son. Like how these people are not
kid.
going to just like snap back. Which is also something else I appreciate about this movie is I feel like they got to some of the consequences, or at least revisiting the whole idea that Terminator 1 killed 17 police officers who had families, right?
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that they. I appreciate the fact that like the movie acknowledged the other movie happened outside of Sarah Connor's experience. Like I appreciate the fact that there were detectives who were like, this guy just showed up in the mall. We think we know he killed like 17 cops in 1984. Like I
Yeah.
appreciate that like the entire world knows that there was a guy that looked like that. They
Yeah.
still think she's nuts, but they like at least I like that they kept that like no, this totally happened and people are aware that it happened.
Yeah.
They just think it was just some crazy dude.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
But yeah, I like it when they deal with the consequences because I feel impatient, especially a lot of the James Bond movies. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, this guy's just bad at his job.
destroying-
There's so much collateral damage and human damage
Yeah.
and everything else.
Well, and like the whole, the whole like Arnold's like once John Connor tells him like you can't kill anybody, and he's just like destroying people's knees for the rest of the movie. Like I just couldn't help but think of like that's always the argument with like Batman, where it's like he doesn't kill anybody, but like so many of these thugs have like just traumatic brain injuries for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
True. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, violence is terrifying. Good job, James Cameron, for making it I don't know. He made a cool action movie, but it was still like, isn't this kind of awful?
Yeah.
Which not
Yeah.
all action movies do.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Like I was still like, yeah, this is awesome, but another part of me was still just like, oh man, a lot of people are getting hurt
Yeah.
because of these robots.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, before we get to our final review of the movie, we like to read a review of our podcast, totesrecall.com, in the impression of a character from the movie we have just watched. And we do have a review to read.
Wow.
Thank you very much. So, is anybody feeling particularly inspired? There's one obvious choice
Yeah.
for this
Who
movie.
did Arnold last time? Beth?
Oh, great question.
Did you do Arnold for Total Recall?
Like 4 years ago.
I don't remember. Maybe.
I feel like somebody did Arnold, and it was definitely one of you two.
I didn't do it. If I did, it turned into a Southern sheriff.
Do you want me to try it again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
More than 5 stars by Not a Snort. No, who's this guy? I don't know who this is.
Lean in, Beth. Lean in.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
These 4 best friends use I lost it so fast. These 4 best friends use their improv skills and love of Australian movies and pizza and salad to create this fantastic podcast.
Getting into Werner Herzog now.
Okay. My favorite parts. It's just one words. Okay.
He's
Ready?
Austrian, right?
It's fine. Okay.
You got it.
1, the way they riff off each other's jokes. 2, the hey teens cool it segment. Ooh, this accent's all over the place.
I love it.
3, they're totally authentic laughs throughout the entire podcast. I'm just doing my
For
own.
example.
For example.
Okay.
Case in point.
4, weird hashtag segment. 5, 60-second recap. I cannot give this podcast enough stars. 1 million out of 10 would recommend.
Wow.
I'll be back.
Hasta luego,
Oh, that's so
señorita.
nice. Who wrote that? Who was who's
Snort?
Not
a
a snort.
I
from
hope
USA.
that
Not a
you
snort.
all could understand what I was saying. That really
I mean,
sometimes.
Go read it on iTunes if you want.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. You know
Follow
what?
along.
One of these days I'm going to nail it.
We'll watch another Arnold movie.
eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sounds
True
like
Lies,
Molly Loves
since it may be
Kindergarten
good
Cop.
or not.
Great. Thank
Great.
you.
Not a snort.
Everyone involved in that.
Yeah. Yes.
So, Dan, you gave it. Quick reminder: the scale is hair curtain thumbs up.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is someone giving a thumbs up to
hair
someone at hair
curtains.
curtains. And quick sidebar.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say hair curtains on John Connor.
Not quite.
Because it's not parted right down the middle.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a side.
But it was more like, it was like almost an A-line bob. Those bangs were prominent. There was a big part. And he did do this side.
Major hair flip.
Yeah,
major hair
great
flip.
first 5
Or
seconds that you
introduced
see
to him,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they did that so we would have visual establishment that they are mother and son? They both have amazing bangs.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Probably.
Bangs Connors. So Dan, you gave him 4 hair curtain thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thinking, ooh, it's great. Everybody thinks it's so great. But ooh, what if it's not? It's maybe boring. It's long.
Yeah. I was wrong. I thought it was super cool and fun. Good job, James Cameron. 5. What was it?
Hair curtain
Hair
thumbs up.
curtain thumbs up. I'm giving. Okay, 5 hands are coming out of molten lead. They are giving the thumbs up to 5 John Connors with slightly different haircuts than he has in the movie. Congratulations.
Sounds great.
Beth, you also gave it 4 for the same reasons as Dan.
Yeah. I think the same thing. There were moments where I was not interested in the movie.
Sure.
So that's -1 hair curtain thumbs up. That's a thumbs down.
Oh, wow.
Wow, it's not just an arm that could have been thumbs up that gets caught in some gears.
That's also good. Should have been thrown into molten lava. No, 4. I enjoyed it.
Great.
That it was entertaining, and good.
I gave it 5. I think I said, I love Arnold. I love Terminator movies. Yum, yum. Gimme, gimme.
God damn it.
Terminator 2. I still feel the same way. This is great.
Great.
I think it's Arnold's best movie. I think it's maybe one of the best action movies of the 90s, of like 90s action movie, maybe the best one. I can't remember anything.
Right.
But so great. Yeah. Yum Yum 5 haircut. Damn it. Bow wow.
Oh my God.
Bow wow, Yum Yum.
No.
Quitting the podcast.
Molly, you were worried about, you're like, ooh, all those sound good.
Oh, yeah.
But also you're very worried about movies, not worried. You don't enjoy and are avoiding movies with women being stalked and threatened as a key aspect or any aspect.
Yeah, key plot point. Yep.
Key plot point. And so you gave it a cowardly 3.
Yeah. Well, and I think Sarah Connor in this movie is so capable and so great and so traumatized and so messed up, but also doing a really good job. And I appreciated that complexity. And I appreciate the complexity of the movie. Overall, I agree with Beth, there were points where I was like, wow, this is a lot of molten metal. Just a lot. And the relentlessness of it was fatiguing at times for me. But there was a lot of delight in it. So I think in the end, I would have given it 5 hair curtain thumbs up, but I'm deducting 1 for the nuclear winter bad dreams I'm going to have tonight.
Oh, sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for just the general, I don't know, there was a little bit of clunky women perspective in
Yeah.
it that I was
It's
just get someone else to read that part,
Right.
man, And maybe you could get 2 women talking to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Really? Come on.
So close.
So close. So, but I get it. I mean, also for the 90s, it's fantastic. Good
Sure.
Lord. 1991? Come on. The Matrix wasn't going to come out until 99.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and so much of this was just brilliantly executed
Yeah.
and lovingly executed, which
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Do you think
I don't know, 4.5? No, let's stick with 4.
Okay.
99 Matrix comes out and Lindy Hams and Jimmy C get divorced? Do you think James Cameron was like, my Terminator 2 is the greatest action movie of all time, don't at me? And then Matrix comes out and he's like, fuck, it's the worst, and he turns into a monster.
Or do you think Linda Hamilton was like, hey, I just saw this movie, The Matrix. I gotta say, I think it might be better than Terminator 2.
Whoa. And he's like,
Get out of my house.
I'm going to
I
the
won't
sea.
be back.
No, that's what happened. Yeah. He was just like, it's like, that's it. I'm getting in the submarine.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then she got divorce papers in a bottle along
Oh,
the shoreline
no.
that he sent from his submarine.
Do, 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 do,
What?
do, do, do.
Did you just put the listeners on hold?
No, just trying to end the podcast with a song.
Totes Recall. We watched and recall. Totes Recall. James Cameron's Terminator 2. Judgment Day. We watched some twins. Some of them were robots. We watched John Connor. He was a child of trauma, so you feel not as bad for him being so annoying. Also, Arnold is in a cool jacket.
Yay!
.com.
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.